what is the topic that you want to talk about today, Lala?
Okay, so recently I've been seeing a lot of posts about Japan glazing. And I think it's going to be a very interesting topic for us to talk about because we both live in Japan, and for different reasons, obviously, and different time as well.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't know. For me personally, it's quite, because I did have it. I am one of the, I'm not gonna say victim.
But that's a strong word.
I did have it. I did have like Japan glaze thingy because I guess we can talk about it more later. But can you?
You want me to explain what Japan
glaze is?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's kind of funny because I came across the term sort of like last year. But the attitude that we're talking about, I think, has existed for quite a few years. But Japan glazing is basically like where you only see the positive sides of the country, well, Japan in this case. So when you're like glazing something or someone, it's like you're just highlighting all the positives, and it's like, oh, there could not possibly be anything bad.
Only good things.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, it's perfect. Funnily enough, if you search the term Japan glazing, it's just going to give you like Japan craft, like a style of Japan, like a type of Japan glazing for ceramics or something. So yeah, maybe not the most technical term, but it's the one that's floating around the internet, I guess, these days. But I think I've seen some of what you've been talking about because I've seen creators like who are Japanese, but also people who have moved to Japan who talk about this. Now that they're like living there, they're sort of saying, oh, you know, when you first get to Japan, it's all like rainbow sunshine. But when you start living there and like when life sort of takes over and you get into the mundanity of things, you know, that's when you start to notice, oh, just like any other country, there are the flaws there as well. So yeah, I think it'd be an interesting topic to talk about.
It's because like, I mean, I'm not talking just about Japan, right? It's like in every country, really.
Yeah.
There's always like, when you go there for a holiday, you're always like, this is so dreamy, and this is like, I want to live here, or whatever. And then you start living there and you're like, oh, it's just the same with everywhere else, really.
Yeah.
But okay, so the first time I visited Japan, I was a teenager, okay? So I was only like 18 probably at the time. The very first time I visited, it was because obviously I already really liked Japan since before, right?
Yeah.
I liked Japan since I was a little kid, since I was probably like 5 or 6 and watching like, I don't know, anime and stuff like that. Okay. And watching and reading manga and everything. And then the first time I went there, it's like, oh my god, this place is so magical.
Yeah.
And then right after that, every time I have like holiday, I will just keep going to Japan. I don't really want to go anywhere else.
Okay.
It's just always Japan until I actually moved there.
Well, once you moved there, holidaying would be... I mean, you can holiday around the country as well.
Yeah, true. Just like, obviously it's different, right? When you have like to actually like study there or like work there or whatever.
Yeah.
It is going to feels like, oh, it's actually, I don't know. I mean, I think Japan is still the best country to live in, but I feel like, but only if you don't have to work. Only if you have like so like a lot of money and you just have to like, you don't have to like work or do anything, but you just like that. And, like,
okay, so basically maybe when you retire.
Yeah, and you have to be rich though. You can't just be retired.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those are a lot of big caveats to whether like. Those are big caveats for whether it is the best country to live in or not. Then you're saying it's only the best country to live in
only
if you don't need to work and you have a lot of money.
I guess it's like that in every country.
Yeah, I would say that you could probably make the most of most. Well, I don't know. Yeah, if you're rich, you don't have to work. Most countries
you can live anywhere and you'll be happy. No. Yeah. I'm going to no, it's not the happy part. You can live comfortably.
Yeah, everywhere. You can be comfortable anywhere if you or like you have a job that you enjoy, I guess. That has a thriving industry in the country that you're going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for you it's quite interesting though, right? Because you mentioned that, okay, so you went through your Japan glazing phase, but that was when you were like a teenager holidaying there. But you also have been a student there as well as like working full time. So do you want to walk us through that?
Okay, so student life is actually just like probably like the same with other countries, right? Like,
okay.
I feel like it's not that much different. It's fun or whatever, but like working is probably like it's probably like when I realized that like, oh, Japan is not like all shiny and like rainbow and
Can you remember like the first time you felt like that? Like after like moving to Japan and then kind of realizing, hang on a second.
No, seriously, because student life was fine.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Or like it's just one day you suddenly realize that.
I feel like the only thing that is bad for me, because like everyone I know lives in Indonesia, right? Or my family, or my best friends, whatever. And I mean, I did able to make friends. Like you have to. I feel like some people will be like, oh, it's so hard to make friends in Japan. It is true. It is hard to make friends in Japan. It's because like you really, really need to like, if you want to make friends with like people in Japan, you really have to like integrate. Like, I don't know how to like, you have to be Japanese in your own way. I feel like you have to.
Like you should adapt to that
You
culture.
have to very, very much adapt to it. You can't just be like, hey, can I be your friends? And then they're gonna be your friends. No, that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
It's quite hard.
Okay.
It's quite hard to like trying to like befriend with them, because like I'm from Indonesia. Okay, everyone's like, you meet someone in a day and you call them friends already. That is where I'm from. But like in Japan, it's not gonna be like that. You can't like hang out with some people for many, many years and they only going to say, oh, they're just like just acquaintance.
I remember you telling me this, that you had like someone that you spent a lot of time with, like many years with, and one day you realize that they still see you as just an acquaintance.
That's not me, that's my friend actually.
Oh, it's your friend?
Yeah, my friend, because my friend was so shocked because they met, like they're every weekend they will go somewhere, and then when they met like the friends, what they thought the friend, they're like, oh, Siriai this. And then my friend was like, Siriai? Siriai is acquaintance, by the way, right? Like, they were like, I thought I'm your friend. Something like a culture shock like that, probably like in student life, right? Or like, I can't really think of like anything when I was a student, really. It feels fine. Everything feels fine. It's probably because like when you go to Japan and you want to study there, you have to just like study that Japanese, really. You have to like, somehow you have to be able to like speak Japanese properly. If not,
you did language classes though.
I did language classes as well for like a year. So and then I went to like Japanese school. Like literally, it's not like an international school.
Yeah.
So I took all the I studied everything in Japanese.
Yeah, so all your classes were done in Japanese, and your exams and things. Wow.
So yeah, that's probably what helped.
Yeah.
I can like it was easier for me to find a friend that way, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, student life is fine. It's the working life that's like, I mean, the first month was fine, I guess, because I love my job.
Yeah.
And then when I just started to like go deep into it, like, because my job is like the kind of like, it's so busy that you can't really go back home on time. Like every day you'll have like to stay until very, very late, like the last train and things like this. I don't know, maybe it's...
This is the sort of thing you hear about, right?
Yeah. You hear about that, but you think it's not going to happen to you, right? And then it's like, because like I thought it's not going to be like that everywhere, but like I guess it's just my work is just like that, the kind of like that, like have to like it's just busier
But so in terms of like friends that you met there and their jobs, was it similar?
Yeah, similar because we all like in like the same
Oh,
school,
you were all
right?
in the same industry as well. Okay. That's
Most of them are
hard.
the same. So I don't really have. Well, I do have like some people who work sort of not the same industry, and I feel like, I guess even though they still works like long hours, it's not as bad as my industry, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, because your history in Japan is far more extensive than mine. I was there for a year, and I spent half of it working and half of it traveling while doing like freelance language work. So for me, it was more relaxed. But even in I worked in a Western company actually.
That is going to be different.
At a ski resort, and like I would still overtime sometimes. It was nothing like yours, and also I didn't have a commute. My commute was to walk 20 minutes back to my accommodation. I mean, the only difficult part of that was because it's a ski resort. This was in Hokkaido, and it was like really snowy. There would be times where it's just snowing really, really hard, and you've got walls of snow on either side of you. And I wear glasses, so I can't see actually because my glasses are all covered in like snow and like water. And yeah, sometimes a shift would like finish later if you do the evening shift, because I worked in hospitality then. But it's nothing like what you described.
I guess it's because like you work for not a Japanese company, right? That makes difference. Like it's very, very much, because I know some people who also works for like Western companies. Yeah. And they have like a better work-life balance. Yeah. Because like I'm not going to say like my company is a bad company. It's just like I feel like I guess because it's like a very, 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 I'm the only foreigner at the time who worked there. Oof. It was very, very hard for me because like sometimes I just forgot that I'm not Japanese, and then I have to take everything in Japanese, right? And sometimes like we talked about this before, like in our previous episode, because I speak 3 languages, and sometimes it's just like my brain just can't like handle. Yeah. Especially when you have lots of meetings, and I'll be like, oh my god, wait. Yeah. You know, and they just forgot about that sometimes. They forgot that I'm not Japanese. Yeah. And I'll be like, wait, I'm sorry, I have to like yeah, like you'd have to check things again, like to make sure you understood it, because everyone's going at their native pace, right? Yeah. That is really rough, because my work environment in Japan was predominantly English actually. Exactly. Actually, within hospitality, there were lots of guests who spoke lots of different languages, but majority was speaking English. I don't know. My season was kind of interesting because I got to speak basically every language that I know, which is unexpected, including my mother tongue Hakka. Oh, really? Yeah. So that's very random. Yeah, it's really random. Because you know, like you said, like Hakka they have like different kind of Hakka, right? Yeah, so it's lots like of different types. I think this guest, I'm not sure if they were from Hong Kong. Yeah, I think it might have been Hong Kong, but yeah, basically it was like this guy came in the morning to ask for some assistance with their luggage, and then we spoke Cantonese. That was fine. And then like we sorted out the bags, and I don't know how it came up. Oh no, it's because my Cantonese is quite rusty and I have an accent. So he's like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from the UK. And he's like, oh, but you can speak Cantonese. And I'm like, yes, but I know it sounds weird because my mother tongue is Hakka actually. And then he's like, no, really? And then later when he comes back to get his bags, I basically saw in his bag, and then behind me I hear someone go, oh, so this is the Hakka girl. And I'm like, and they said it in Hakka as well. So I turned around, I was like, who's talking to me and how did they know? And it's like the guest, but with their friend. And then we had like this whole conversation about it. So yeah, that was the one time I got to speak Hakka in my job there, but it counts. And then like, yeah, there's guests who speak like Mandarin and a few that spoke French, but majority spoke English. I didn't really deal with Japanese speaking guests because my managers would deal with that. But
it was kind of funny because if the managers were off, and then my supervisor was half Japanese, but then they left the company, and then the next person who could speak more Japanese was me.
I went to internship at this company, and then the CEO there, he's British, by the way.
Yeah.
He lived in Japan. I think he lives in Japan for like 15 years already at that point.
Yeah.
And he can't speak any Japanese at all. Like probably beyond like konnichiwa, arigatou gozaimasu and stuff like that. Yeah. Which is like, so every time I'm like trying to communicate with everyone, because obviously it's not like all foreigners there. There's like Japanese there. Japanese who speak English and stuff like that. So sometimes my Japanese colleague will speak in Japanese to me, and he just gets so angry at us whenever we do that, because he want to know what we're talking about. Oh. But like, why don't you speak Japanese then? Like, you lived there for 15 years and you don't know how to speak Japanese. I really, really like, seriously, if you want to move to a country, you need to speak the language. Like, why?
I mean, it's kind of hard because I know there's like other circumstances that mean that some people just can't or like don't. Yeah. But I do think it makes it easy, like if you can try to communicate more locally. Like my colleagues could speak like Japanese. They probably were better with the speaking than writing maybe. Although a lot of them also knew Mandarin, so they could read the kanji at least. I mean, but I don't know. I think it's maybe I set myself up in that job because basically when we all did the introductions, everyone was there for like all the other seasonal staff. Sorry, so all the seasonal staff were from like other countries, and we had like people from like France, Germany, the UK, Australia, I think Australia or New Zealand, but everyone was there to snowboard or ski. And then when it was my turn to say, oh, why are you here? I said, oh, I'm here to learn Japanese. Which just seems really confusing, because if you're here to learn Japanese, why have you gone to a Western company that like has a lot of English speakers? But actually my primary goal there was like to have a job, make some money for onward travel. And I just thought it'd be nice to learn a new skill like snowboarding or skiing. I picked snowboarding, by the way. But yeah, and it also meant there was like a good sort of transition for me, because then I was keen to learn Japanese and actually use Japanese, but also I had that fallback of like in my job I spoke mostly English. But because I like sort of put myself out there, like, yes, I did get to handle Japanese, like simple Japanese speaking tasks. Like I even wrote emails in Japanese, but my manager had to check them. Like in the really busy period when we also had lots of like stuff going on.
It's very hard though.
Sorry.
Writing emails and things.
At least writing, I can go back and check what I've written. True. Speaking, I can't take back what I've already said wrong.
True.
But yeah, I will say probably doing that meant that my Japanese hadn't progressed as quickly, because like the majority, I got really good at ordering food in Japanese, because like every week I'm going to like izakaya or like to restaurants or like the convenience store and interacting in Japanese, so that was fine. But like in terms of like daily life conversation, I was lacking that because I didn't have any, like I met lots of new people, but none of them were like predominantly Japanese speakers. It
is hard. You really have to like, I think because I told you I went to language school, right, for a year. I don't think that, I mean, it helps obviously giving the basics and everything, but the thing that like actually like helped my Japanese is talking to my friends
and McDonald's
and my colleagues.
I remember you telling me that.
It's I feel because like the part-time, right? Like, because like I was like, oh, I don't have like, literally the class is only like for 3 hours, so I was like, why don't I find like something like a part-time job, right? So I did like McDonald's, because McDonald's is really, really easy to get into for foreigners.
But you had to speak Japanese as well, right? Because obviously the customer interaction.
They'll put me on the front sometimes, right? I work both, obviously the kitchen and the front. But yeah, helped, but obviously it's just like you when you said like, oh, I'm really good at like ordering food and things like this.
Yeah,
it's only
it's
to
really
help you
specific.
Yeah, it only
like,
help you in that
things.
kind of exactly.
Yeah.
But if you want to actually like be able to make conversation with everyone, it's
meeting,
talking to my friends.
Yeah,
it's like actually
Japanese
my
people.
friends, they are so nice to me. So when the first time, like the first year, I don't really talk much, but then they will be the one who like keep like
talking to you.
Yeah, talking to me.
This is like your uni friends.
Yeah, my uni friends.
Yeah, I think that's nice because when you're in a student environment.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that it's kind of difficult to like make friends in Japan because there's like certain social structures, but even then, even with all those structures in place, like schooling is where you'll meet people.
Yeah.
I didn't study in Japan, so that kind of opportunity was a lot
It's definitely
lower.
Easier.
It was only through work that I met people. But I will agree with you. Yeah, it's talking to the natives because so the first few months working in the ski resort, my Japanese improved for ordering food and talking to takubin. And the car rental. So I could handle a car rental in Japanese, but I could not for the life of me talk about how I was feeling that day. So if you asked me how I was, I would always just say, oh, genki, genki. Like, it's what I'm good, even if I'm not good, or if I'm really happy, I can't express beyond that because I hadn't had any practice. Then I moved in the last half of my stay in Japan. I moved to Otaru and I shared a house with one Japanese girl, and she was so nice, just like what you described of your like friends.
Yeah.
Even though she knew my Japanese was very like broken.
Yeah, you really need that.
She just kept talking to me.
Yeah.
She would start conversations. Like at the start, I couldn't even say like good morning without being like, oh my god, did I say it right? Did I say it wrong? Oh my god, she's gonna think I'm an idiot. Like that kind of thing. And then after a few times, it just started to become like more natural.
Yeah.
And then when we saw each other in the kitchen, we even went on like trips together. Like she had a car, so like she would drive us to like different places, and we would just chat in the car.
If you try, they will help you.
They reciprocate.
If you don't at all, and you like actually like, oh, why don't you speak English to me? Now that is when people be like, I'm probably gonna be like that too. Like, what? You're in Japan. Why am I talking English to you?
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone is so nice. So I just like the when I studied that, it's obviously like definitely like helped my Japanese a lot, and that's how I am able to like get a job there, like in a Japanese company. When everything is like done in Japanese, there's like no English speaker at all. I'm the only person who speaks English there.
Yeah. I mean, bringing it back to the whole Japan glazing thing, I guess that's the like emphasis is that, you know, when you go there on holiday and you can only say hello, thank you, and please, and where's the toilet,
and like, everything is fine. Yeah.
But when you're living there, it starts to get more complicated because your daily interactions will, like the things that you need to be able to use Japanese to do increase.
And it's become more complicated as well.
Yeah, especially the admin thing.
Yeah, it's not just gonna be like hello.
Yeah,
thank you.
So for me, I don't know. I've always had an interest in Japanese culture because of like reading manga, and I don't know, just from like pop culture as things started to, I don't know, as sort of Asian culture became like more prevalent in the West. But like I also grew up with like cartoons that were from like Hong Kong and Japan, right? So I always was like, oh, this is something in my like sphere of awareness. But it wasn't until I was literally in university that I felt like, oh, I want to go live in Japan to experience the culture for myself and also learn to speak Japanese, because basically I lived abroad in France and I was like, oh, I can do this, it's fine, like, you know, because it was a really scary concept, like to like live somewhere other than your home country at first when you're young, especially as someone who didn't travel very much when I was younger. So I was like, yeah, I want to go to Japan, but I never had that feeling of like, oh, Japan's perfect. In fact, I had so many concerns before going to Japan because I was like, oh my god, there's so many like admin things, which France did prepare me for as well, because France also had a lot of admin things. But the difference was that in France, this was part of like my year abroad at uni, and I was working at like a school, and my colleagues there helped me with a lot of the admin. I was very lucky. But with Japan, I wasn't going for uni, I wasn't going for school, I wasn't even going for a job, which, to be fair, this was also why I went to the ski resort, is so that I had like a address that I could use, because they helped me like register that stuff. So once I did that job, I was like, oh, okay, you just go to City Hall, these are the things you need to do, this is a document you need to do, and they helped me open a bank account. Basically what I did was I found ways to make transitioning to another country easier. And because it was a working holiday, I knew that, you know, I could focus on exploring the culture. So even though I worked there, I still had very much like this lovely experience of Japan, but with a sprinkling of the stress of what living there means. So I didn't go there with the feeling of like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to go there and like my life is going to be perfect. I went there knowing that I was going to get stressed out by admin, but hopefully it'd be worth it for the experiences I was going to have.
That is the difference between you and me, because I feel like, oh, going to Japan is going to fix my life. I'm just kidding. It's just like, you know, it's because I don't know really. I don't even know like why I said, like, I always want to live abroad when I was a kid. Like, either it can be Japan, like Tokyo or New York or London even. Okay.
Oh, so you actually had like a dream of like living abroad.
Yeah. But like I never really like thought that I'm actually going to do it, because like I guess the first time I went, I was like teenager, and then I just have this feeling like, oh, one day I'm going to live here probably, because like this place is just so perfect for me or whatever. And then like one day back in Indonesia, I was just like, no, I'm actually going to go.
Okay.
No, literally, I just like one day I just decided I need to go. I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
And then I went.
Yeah.
I guess it's partly because of the Japan glazing thing.
Okay.
But to be fair though, the years I spent there, most of the time it was very, very fun anyway. It's not like all sad and gloomy and depressing. There are definitely, Japan is not like the perfect country that everyone's like, oh, you go there, it's going to fix your life kind of thing. No, not at all. I was lucky because I guess because I went very like fairly young, so it's easier to make friends.
Yeah.
I met a partner. It's just easier, you know. I guess if it's going to be different if you went to like in different stage of life or whatever. It's going to be like I have like different like you know, challenges and stuff.
Yeah, that's also true. Like if you're going when, like if you're thinking of making a big move when you have an established career,
it's probably going to be harder for you. I don't know. Maybe maybe it's going to be easier because you have all the money or whatever.
Yeah, you have money, or maybe your company already has like a headquarters there, so
exactly.
you can just transfer.
So
that kind
I
of
don't
thing.
know. It's just me. I feel like I was lucky.
Yeah. Also, but sometimes when you're younger, so at the job I worked, there were people doing like gap years, like people who were I think there was someone who was like 18 there, so you know, they were just literally having an adventure before like, so sometimes it is the right, like it's
right time.
It's the right time for them to do it. You know, it doesn't mean like, oh, you know, they weren't there with buttload of money. They were there working hard to have money so that they could snowboard and also explore and do fun things before they committed to the next stage of their life. So I don't know, it really depends, because like, you know, for me, I mean, I originally had intended to be there through a language program, actually, a language teaching program. But I got waitlisted and I was too impatient, so then I just decided to do a working holiday, and that's how I ended up going down that path. I do wonder if I'd gone down the language teaching route, how that would have been. I think that would have been a way to meet like more people in a similar situation, but I also think the working holiday I did gave me very similar opportunities as well, but also a lot more flexibility, because once I finished my work contract, I just did language tutoring anyway, so I was still teaching English and I was still meeting like Japanese people. This was also another thing, and this is not advice to anyone, by the way, it's just what worked for me, but it's like teaching English to Japanese learners also helped me learn Japanese.
I mean, there are a lot of ways to learn Japanese. Anyway. For me, it's just like talking to my friends. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. I looked for a lot of different ways to. I mean, in theory, I should speak to you in Japanese more, but I don't know why. I have such a mental block when it comes to like.
No, I guess I get it, because like both of us are not like native Japanese speakers, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
but if there's
my
like
partner
someone,
sometimes like we use Japanese. I feel so weird.
I never. Well, the only time I speak like to my previous partners, like when we talk about other people, like we're talking bad about other people.
Yeah.
If not, no, because it's weird. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I will speak in English or I'll speak Indonesian because that's like our native, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah, it's so weird.
It feels unnatural.
I think had we met in language school.
Yeah, that would be different. If we met in
language school and we were practicing Japanese together, it would not be
that would be different, because I did met a Korean friend. Yeah. And we obviously speak in Japanese, not English, because we both like learning Japanese at the time. Next, we're going to talk about our favorite topic, convenience store.
Is it our favorite topic?
I guess it's everyone's favorite topic, don't you think? Because like all this Japan related videos is always like about like people
trying food, like convenience stores.
Oh, I cannot wait to eat onigiri and whatever in convenience stores. That is like when you feel like, oh, I'm in Japan, when you can buy like that onigiri and like a bottle of matcha ocha, bottle of green tea, and that, or maybe like if you get like to one convenient, get a chicken.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it if you're going from a country that doesn't really have convenience stores. So in
like here,
the UK, we don't have 7-Eleven or Family Mart or Lawson. Actually, we have things like off licenses.
Yeah, it's different. No,
the corner shops barely exist now. I miss my childhood corner shop, but like off license is really not the same.
Did I sell like snacks? Like,
yeah, you can get snacks and alcohol,
like a hot dog
and
like things like this.
No.
What kind of snacks though? Just
like snacks as in like packets of crisps, chocolate.
That's not the same,
that kind of
though,
thing,
right?
and you get drinks in the fridge. But it's not like you can go in there and print off a document like you can in 7-Eleven.
Yes.
And they don't sell like essentials, so like we joke about if you last minute pack and forget something,
just go to
it's fine. Just go 7-Eleven. They'll have socks, vests.
No, seriously, we can have like an episode just about convenience stores.
Wow, I think it might be you who has the obsession with the convenience stores. But no, I do enjoy watching like the convenience store like snack series. So there's a few.
Yeah, because
I got recommended them, and because I engaged with it, now I get more. But it's like just seeing all the types of like seasonal,
but like
sweets.
Okay, when was the last time? Oh, okay. So you only been to Japan like one time, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of
I've only been there once, and I lived there for a year basically.
So Japan is like my second home.
Yeah.
I feel like,
I mean, you lived there for like almost a decade.
Yeah. So it's like every time I go back there, it still feels like it's home. Like rather than here, even though I lived in London for quite some times already as well. Yeah. But Japan is still feels like home. So every time I go back there, the first thing to be fair, it's going to be like those videos you see on the internet. So the first thing I'm going to buy is like a pack of onigiri and ocha or milk tea. Yeah. And I feel like, oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
I definitely feels like that. Every time I go back to Japan.
I'll have to update you in a few years' time. I don't have any plans to go to Japan this year.
Not yet.
Maybe next year. But I get what you mean, because I did travel out of Japan and then back into Japan during my working holiday as well, because I went to a few.
But it's not the same. It's not the same.
But like even what you've just described is literally when we got back into Japan, immediately just went to the convenience store in the airport to get an onigiri and milk tea while we figured out which train we're getting to our new place. I was just like, wow, what you just described is exactly what I did.
I want to talk about this because, like, I guess in Japan glazing thing, everyone's talking about like how great convenience store is.
They are great though.
They are great. They are great. If as a tourist, they are great. But if you live there, I seriously think about my miserable days when I cannot go anywhere apart from like eating convenient food, because obviously when you work so many hours, like long hours, and then I'm like, oh, I need to do something after lunch, so I can't really go to restaurant. Not every day, but like some days I'll be like, there will be like some times that the only thing I can eat is just onigiri. Yeah. So that is different.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? There's a novelty to it when you go there on holiday. Like even for me, just living there for a year, it was quite like I don't know, because then literally the first few weeks, convenience store, and like in the ski resort that I was at, they have like 2-3 convenience stores. So there was a 7-Eleven. I think there were 2 Lawsons actually. I'm not really sure why, along the same stretch.
No, it's always like that's a joke. They're always joking about like how many, they always have like millions, like the same convenience stores in
but
one
it's
row.
just like a few yards away.
No, seriously, I used to live on this like in Shinjuku, where it's like I have like everything, all the convenience stores, and within 5 minutes.
You're in like a big area of the city, but I was in the countryside. I was in the countryside technically. It's a ski resort in the countryside. But I just feel like it's
so unnecessary, you know? Like why the heck like Family Mart 5 minutes away from another Family Mart?
I mean, I appreciated the variety, but I think there's now just one Lawson there. There used to be 2. So the year I was there was 2, and now there's 1. And then there's also Seiko Mart. Do you know this one?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if this is specific to Hokkaido, because I didn't really see Seiko Mart.
Yeah.
I would just see Family Mart when I'm on Honshu, but in Hokkaido it was Seiko Mart that always caught my eye. I like to go in there for like the fried chicken on the stick. I even have a Seiko Mart like carry-on bag. Sorry, that's another great thing about convenience stores is like merch. It's like it just has cute.
Oh, do you know they have like this like socks and like t-shirts
the Family
and
Mart
now.
socks. Yeah, there's just so many things.
Cute.
You're not really gonna get that in the UK.
No, you don't. Yeah,
but like
they make merch out of everything in Japan.
I know, but the thing is, when you go there as a tourist, especially at current, you're probably feeling a little bit rich. Yeah, you know, so everything feels it's like everything's so affordable. But if you were working there,
no, it's not.
There's like a 90% chance that the amount you make will make it feel like you're spending the equivalent that you would spend in your home country. That being said, I know they have like 7-Elevens in America, but they're also like tourists from America get so. I see American content creators who are like, oh my god, Japanese convenience stores are just so much better, and I'm like, why? I haven't been to an American convenience store, so I don't know. But from the videos I've seen, they're massive.
I've never been as well, so I don't know why.
Because Did you go to one in New York?
No.
Oh, okay. I guess that's not really the attraction.
They have some in Indonesia as well, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. They have like I think they have Lawson and 7-Eleven and Family Mart in Indonesia.
They have 7 in Hong Kong,
but I guess I mean they kind of sell like kind of similar stuff like onigiri and whatever. Yeah. So I don't know, but I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah, actually, that being said, I went to Taiwan and they have 7-Eleven and Family Mart. The Family Mart there is so cute.
The one in Taiwan. Well, I never been to Taiwan. I only saw things on Instagram. But like they have like so many like cute collabs with like Demon Slayer and whatever.
Oh yes.
And Pokemon. Is it a Pokemon one or something? I can't remember. But they have like I think like a Pokemon convenience store. Yeah. And I was like, why don't they have this in Japan? Why Taiwan have this and Japan not have this?
Yeah, no, they go hard on like collaborations and stuff in Taiwan.
It's crazy. I really want to go. Just
I think when I went to the convenience store in Taiwan, it felt the same as going to convenience store in Japan, to be honest, because I went to Taiwan.
It's quite similar, right?
Yeah, so I'm like, if I'd grown up in Taiwan, maybe convenience store in Japan just gonna feel normal. It'll just feel normal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, for me, I still find like I still have this feeling of like, I don't know, like it's a convenience store is kind of a special place, but only because I don't have access to it here.
Yeah, true.
But like what you described, if all you could ever eat was convenience store food, it wouldn't
because
really...
there were times for me, like I like, for example, when I was like a student as well, when I was like very, very busy, and I don't have time to like, you know, cook or whatever, and the only thing I can eat is just onigiri. Well, I mean, it's still good, but it's sad at the same time.
Yeah,
it's different. It's definitely, that's probably like, you asked me like when you like feel that, because and when I moved to Japan, I moved to Japan because of the Japan glazing thing, right? And then I moved there, and then like when do you realize, this is just like a, you know, Japan is just a normal. You
also fall into certain habits like you would do in your home country, basically. You'll start to notice things that problems. The reason why you're aware of like in your home country what the problems are is because you live it every day. But if you move to a country and live there for 10 years, you will also
exactly. You
start
will
to
encounter like
there.
It's actually like living here is not like as, you know, it's not like as like, because people will just like think everything is very, very perfect in Japan. They just like, they can make, you know, they have like this culture in Japan, right? Like they will make like the appearance very, 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 but it's not like the inside. I mean, I'm not saying Japan is a bad country, no,
but it's just like, you know, from an outsider perspective, things will seem a certain way, but I mean, it's not the only Asian culture I can think of that has the skill
to like cover, you know, like to cover their
imperfections. But you know, that's like every country has its pros and cons, and you know, Japan holds a special place in my heart. Maybe it can be my third home. I'm just slowly collecting homes across the world, but I don't know, like I think, you know, when you go to a country, just remember it's holiday mode. If you were always on holiday wouldn't be a holiday anymore.
But that
would just be life.
But that's why I said, if you live there and you don't have to work at all, and you have like all the money to like, obviously it's going to be different, right? But if you have to like go to day-to-day life and work and whatever, study, that is going to be
being a student could be quite fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was very, very fun, especially if you can find like friends who are really, really patient with you, because obviously at start you're not going to be able to communicate with them properly, right?
But it's about that perseverance, right? Even because I imagine you felt a lot of frustration at times when
I can't really express
it.
But we just keep trying. We we just keep doing it until we can.
Yeah, and I guess that sort of frustration will come through at random points in life, because you said when you were at work, you also felt like, sometimes I'll forget that you're not native. And they kind of speed ahead without you. You feel like, my Japanese is really good, but
sometimes
still left behind here. You know, it's a constant battle with that.
We talked about this before, but like arguing in Japanese is very hard, right? So it's kind of like
arguing in not your native language is really
every
hard.
time I want to try and argue, it's just like I can't. I don't have energy for this. So it's kind of hard.
But I mean, hopefully you didn't have to do too much arguing in Japan.
No. Not
But,
really, because Japanese people they don't really like arguing anyway, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
didn't live there long enough to encounter an argument in Japanese. I encountered some issues, but not arguments with issues with not Japanese people. But yeah, I don't know. I think I wouldn't discourage anyone from going to Japan and experiencing the culture there. Just please be respectful. But like the way, like some of the things that get praised about Japan, I'm like, it's because it's built into their culture, their society. Like the whole, it's a very collectivist society. Everyone does their part to keep it functioning. A lot of people go and say, oh my god, the streets are so clean. In fact, I did this. Do you remember I literally sent you a picture of the bottom of my shoes because I wore new shoes that my sister had gifted me. So a whole day walking around Tokyo
and it's still clean.
Got that and I was like, oh my god, my shoe looks unworn. Oh my god, Lala, is this what life is like now? But like people talk about how clean it is, but it's like it's because everyone does their part. There aren't bins on the street. It's not, you gotta take it to the convenience store, or you gotta carry it with you till you get home. There's none of that, oh, I'm just gonna leave it on the side and someone's gonna deal with it.
Exactly.
Which
it's not magically like that.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the winter season when all the snow melted, you could see like the trash everywhere. Like me and my partner did like a trash date. We just went around picking up the trash.
Oh my god, that is something I never did.
They asked and I said, all right, why not?
Oh my god.
So we did that because it really, like, it was kind of sad to see like just how many like beer cans and like wrappers
that is
were
very
just, like,
sad.
But yeah, it takes a community to. I think like they have like volunteer groups who do that as well. So we just to like keep it clean. But I'm just like, you know, it does take the whole community to kind of deal with it. It's not just magically like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not magic.
So
it's not a magical place.
Yeah. I mean, it can feel magical.
It can feel magical.
But it's still a place on Earth. That's what I'm saying.
But it's not... I mean, I don't know. I feel like Japan is still like the very, very best place to visit. Like for a holiday. Yeah. You're going solo. You're going like with all of your friends. You're going with kids. You're going with... Like, it's just really, really easy, I guess, to go around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But... And especially because everyone are so nice to you, like they are very helpful to everyone, especially if you're respectful with them, like, and stuff. But like to think that like lots of people are just gonna be like, oh, I love Japan so much, I'm just going to move there. I'm going to leave everything behind and move there, and think that like, oh, it's going to be perfect.
I wouldn't take it all too seriously. I think it's a lot of that, you know, like when people, it's not just Japan, but like after going on holiday, you come back and you have like the holiday
it's not Japan. I'm not just talking about Japan.
Yeah, I think it's just people say that. Rarely is it actually something they're going to do, like immediately. But that whole area of the internet now, which just glorifies one country.
And thinking that like...
I would just say, that is one side of it.
Yeah.
But there's other things as well.
There's always the other side of it.
Yeah. I guess, you know, being a tourist versus living in a country is always going to be...
different.
Yeah. It's going to be a different experience. When you're there as a tourist, there's like an end to it. You're more relaxed because it's a holiday.
Yeah, and because you don't have to work or study.
Yeah, there's no responsibilities. Well, unless you're going with kids, in which case kids are still your responsibility. But it's always a more like relaxed environment, and your expectations out of that are fun. But when you live there, living somewhere long term, I think gives you more time to process the pros and cons of a country. And sometimes it might mean living there for a longer period of time because, as you expressed, like you studied there. So you were living there when you were a student, but that wasn't causing you any problems or any disillusions. It's when you were in the workforce. And for me, I don't think I was there long enough to have like, oh, you know, this is... Japan was well within my expectations, basically, for me, because I knew I would have to do that annoying admin stuff.
I mean, some people probably have that, like, I'm like so interested in Japan. And then they moved there for 2 months, and I'm like, oh, Japan is actually not as.
It depends on what those expectations.
Yeah.
Expectations. I've made a new word. I guess it depends on what their expectations were, because I don't know, if you're someone who watches anime and then thought, oh, I'm going to go there, it's going to be exactly like the anime. It might look. The environment might look like the anime,
but it might not gonna.
The people and the interactions you're gonna have might not be. But yeah, I don't know. Again, this is down to individual experiences. I'm sure it's somewhere out there, at some point in history or in the future, you know, there's been a person who goes there with overly high expectations, and every single one of them is met, and they're so happy to be there. That also is a possibility. I think. No matter where you travel, not just Japan, but just anywhere you go, there's always going to be the good and the bad, because that's part of life.
Yeah, because I mean, I basically I live in 3 different countries, right? And I just, if someone asks me like, which one is the best country, I can't pick. I, like the young me, like very, very young me, like my teen me, probably gonna be like, oh, obviously Japan is gonna be like the best country. But living there, like having like all the adult life there, no, there's still like flaws. So, and then people gonna be like, so why did you leave Indonesia then if you like Indonesia so much? It's just like, I don't know, I just think just every country will have like their good and bad. There are going to be flaws, just as much as there are going to be good things. It's kind of funny because like for you just mentioned you lived in 3 countries, but for you it's mostly long term actually. So Indonesia, Japan and UK, you've done them all long term, because I have also lived in 3 countries, but mostly UK, and then but it's more like a short term, right?
Both of them have only been a year long.
Exactly.
But I count it as living since, you know, I was working, my daily life was there. I had to open bank accounts, I had to do all that admin stuff that I genuinely don't even like doing in my home country. I
think Japan is always going to be my second home, because I spent my whole adult life there. Like I became adult there, so that's why I was like, if like even with like all the flaws and whatever, Japan is always going to have like special place in my heart. Really. Because I'm already adult when I moved here. Right. So it's different.
I think it's just the memories for me, because maybe if it was 2 different countries, the feeling that I have towards the places that I have lived. I mean, I even feel the same way about like in the UK, like the different places I've lived in the UK. I'm like, I have a lot of second homes apparently. I'm just an overly sentimental person. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not saying that like don't go to Japan. Go, enjoy it, be respectful of the culture, see new things, talk to the locals. You know, they get really excited if you just try and speak Japanese.
To them, still be careful though. I know like Japan is the safest country in the whole world. People keep saying this, but like please still be careful. There's like still some things in some places that you should probably avoid and things like this.
I don't know. I guess to round off, we'll just say for this year, 2026, if you're traveling, we hope you have the best trip. You enjoy the places that you visit. Focus on the good. But remember that, you know, if you're going to make a big life change, you got to weigh up some options there. But yeah, we're probably gonna see more Japan Glazing content for a while,
or maybe just traveling in Japan. We can talk about like everything that we did there.
Maybe, we'll see. I feel like I've talked about, I mean, I was only there for a year, so in comparison to your 10 years, I think, you know,
it'd be different though, because you did like winter holiday. That's something that I don't really. I don't think I have a snowboarding or whatever, like winter sport. I never did any winter sport in Japan.
We'll see. I mean, I have a different perspective in that I lived mostly out of the city, but you lived in the city basically the whole time you were there. So I think that's kind of interesting. But yeah, maybe I'll just pick your brain about all the places you've been in Japan. Give myself some ideas for my future trips.
Thank you for watching.
For listening.